For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
And we welcome you to R.A. Fagel Hall on the campus of Elmhurst University as we are delighted to once again bring you Blue Jay basketball. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mark Kruger. So glad that you're with us. So glad that you're logged on to BlueJayTV.com. You just saw a wonderful pregame ceremony honoring last year's team, national runners-up. A team that finished 27-7. Made it all the way to the national championship game. Fell a little bit short to Randolph-Macon College in the national championship game, but nonetheless, what an amazing season it was for John Baines and his Blue Jays a year ago. And a great ceremony, the banner hanging, the fifth banner that is hanging. There's three that are volleyball, there's one that's wrestling, and now there is a national runner-up banner in basketball. Well, there is a season this year to get underway, and tonight it's the season opener for the Blue Jays as they play host to the Pioneers of Transylvania University. Non-conference matchup for both ball clubs. If you're wondering where Transylvania is located, it's in the heart of Lexington, Kentucky. Liberal Arts College, Lexington, a great city. The Pioneers are out of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Of course, the Blue Jays out of that tough CCIW conference. And I tell you what, throughout the course of this game, I'd like to kind of recognize and give you my thoughts on the key players of last year's team, if you don't mind. I think that'd be a nice little gesture, but let's get tonight underway first of all. Of course, Coach Baines, half of his team gone from last year's national runner-up team, but the nucleus, the three main guys who contributed last year, they're going to be the heart and soul of this year's team. I'm talking about the two starting guards from a year ago, Wes Hooker, Ocean Johnson, and also the big rebounder, the big shot blocker, the big Texan, Jonathan Zapinski, are certainly going to be the three main guys for John Baines and the Blue Jays this season. Meanwhile, Transylvania, the Pioneers, last year, the Pioneers went 16-9 overall. They finished 10-6 in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Brian Lane is the head coach of the Pioneers. He played for Transylvania back in the late 80s, 1986 through 1990, as a matter of fact. He is the 30th all-time scorer in Pioneer history, 1,286 points for his career. As the head coach of the Pioneers, 337 wins, 214 losses for his career. Meanwhile, John Baines, a 1998 graduate of Illinois Wesleyan University. He was part of his 4 years when he played at Illinois Wesleyan. Get this. His record as a player for his 4 years, 103-14. He played in the NCAA tournament 4 times, reached the Final Four twice, won a national title with the Titans back in 1997. Quite a career at Illinois Wesleyan, and now he's doing great things here at Elmhurst University. 10th season for Coach Baines, 22nd season as the head coach for Brian Lane. The Blue Jays a year ago averaged 81 points per game. Meanwhile, the Pioneers averaged 74 points per game. The Blue Jays last year allowed 70 points per game. The Pioneers 71 points per game. While we got a second here, I guess I can touch on one of the players from last year. Of course, Jake Rohde, one of the leaders of that ball club. He averaged nearly 18 points per game from Chicago Heights. Finished his career with over 2,100 points, over 500 assists for his career. Both of those numbers are school records. He was an All-American 2 times. And the thing I remember most about Jake Rohde is that he was such an explosive player. I mean, when he was in a rhythm, he'd get the ball in the open court and he'd come down. There would be 4 defenders down, and he would just spot up behind the arc. And I could just see in Coach Baines' mind, he'd be like, no, 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 bring it out, set it up. And Jake would just set up, and more often than not, he would sink that three-pointer. And just an explosive player. Of course, he had some knee trouble as well, which kept him out of a lot of games. But Jake Rohde, when he was in rhythm, he was absolutely unstoppable, and he could carry the team, which he did quite a bit a year ago. Want to get to your officials tonight, your 3 arbitrators there in the middle of your monitor. John Washoe, Michael Kashersky, and Jerry Scherzinger are your 3 officials in tonight's non-conference battle. Transylvania lined up on the court as they get ready to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Our public address announcer Bruce Hill is welcoming everybody into beautiful R.A. Faginal Hall. A great crowd on hand for the ceremony, honoring last year's team. And now everybody is on their feet for the playing of our national anthem. Great crowd on hand here tonight for the season opener for the Blue Jays as they entertain the Pioneers of Transylvania. Transylvania in the black traveling jerseys with the red numbers, and of course the Blue Jays in the familiar white home unis with the Columbia blue numbers. And we are just about ready to go as Bruce Hill, our public address announcer, with the player introductions for tonight's matchup. First for Transylvania, Matthew Teague is a starter along with Jalen Green. Simon Smith is in the starting lineup for the Pioneers. Hunter Penn and also number 20 Colby Napier. And now the starters for the Blue Jays. Ocean Johnson, starter last year. John Itunis getting the start for the Blue Jays. He wears number 10. John is a 6'3" junior from Vernon Hills, Illinois. He played his high school ball at Stevenson High School. The big Texan, Jonathan Zapinski, being introduced along with Wes Hooker. And the 5th starter for John Baines is number 24, Reese Taylor. John Itunis, he's the new point guard. He transferred in from Triton College, and he is, I'll tell you, he really controls the pace and runs the offense very, very well. A lot of people are going to try to compare him to Jake Rohde, which is not fair. John is going to be John, and he's going to run this offense the best way he can. The normal 5th starter, Cole Hornbuckle, he is out with a high ankle sprain, and his return is undetermined. But according to Coach Baines, when he is healthy, he is a great defender, great transition player, gets back defensively and really plays solid defense. So Reese Taylor is in Cole's place as the starter. Reese had not a lot of time last year, but he improved his strength. He's a very long, athletic player. Opening tip up, controlled by the Pioneers, and we are off and running here in Elmhurst. Glad to have you aboard for another exciting season of Blue Jay basketball. First possession for Transylvania. Blue Jays man-to-man defensively, shot clock down to 7. Transylvania tough getting off a shot. The floater is good that time by Simon Smith. Check that, that's Napier. That's Colby Napier. He averaged over 14 points per game. Shot by Ocean Johnson is good. So Ocean's jumper ties the game up at 2. Just underway here. Blue Jays and the Pioneers. Of course, the Blue Jays a year ago went undefeated in non-conference competition. Drive to the hoop, blocked by Jonathan Sapinski, and that is what Jonathan does. Here he is running the floor and lays it in. Jonathan Sapinski getting the block at the defensive end, running in transition and getting the layup at the other end, and now a turnover by the Pioneers. Jalen Green throws it out of bounds. And I tell you, Jonathan Zapinski, he is going to be playing a lot of minutes, I have a feeling, this season for Coach Baines. He is such a tough defender, such a scrappy player. There's a nice drive by Wes Hooker. So Hooker, Johnson, and Zapinski, your 3 core guys, have each scored a bucket for the Blue Jays here early on. 3-point attempt by Smith. Back of the iron, no good. Ball is loose and controlled by Ocean Johnson. Hooker tried the tough pass and it got knocked away, and the Blue Jays turn it over. Quickly at the other end, in transition, is Jalen Green, and he lays it in for the Pioneers, and it's 6-4 Blue Jays. Here's Hooker holding. He's guarded by Green. Now it's Sapinski. Jonathan will take the 15-foot baseline shot, no good. A rebound by Matthew Teague. And now the Pioneers with a chance to tie. Teague down on the block, half hook, blocked by Sapinski. Hunter Penn went with the hook shot, and Sapinski said, no, not in my house. 3 ball by Hooker is off the mark. Wes Hooker from Downers Grove South High School, my alma mater. 3 ball, top of the key, is off the mark that time by Simon Smith. Blue Jays on the attack. Hooker loses it, got it back, and now he lost it again. But he got it back and he had the layup, missed it. Second opportunity, no good. Rebound by Penn. Oh, man. Wesley had all kind of chances. A lot of action here in the early going. 6-4 Blue Jays. The drive by Teague. The left-handed shot is off, tapped out. Loose ball, Teague got it. Bounce pass down on the block to Smith. Smith, one dribble, picks it up, hits the back of Itunis. Here come the Blue Jays. Hooker takes it all the way to the left hand, partially blocked by Green. It'll be Blue Jay basketball. And now Coach Baines going to his bench here. Tegan Pearson coming into the game along with Jaden Malachi. And that's one thing that Coach Baines, it's going to take some time for him to develop a rotation into the game for the Pioneers is big number 44, Luke Schroeder. Last year, of course, he had such a great rotation. Guys coming off the bench and contributing. Guys like Hunter Merritt and Bryce Drews, Dom Janko. And I think it's going to take some time, and an offensive foul called here. An illegal screen on Reese Taylor. His first and the team's first. First foul on either team. And that's what Coach Baines was talking to me about earlier this week, about his bench and how it is going to take some time. He said he's pretty happy with the starters, but he's not sure exactly about the bench. Whoa, nice little scoop shot there by Dakota Caps. And we're tied at 6. 4 minutes have gone by here in this first half, and we're tied at 6. Blue Jay buckets by Hooker, Johnson, and Zapinski. Pioneers buckets by Green, Caps, and Napier. The drive by Taylor, and he is tripped up. It'll be the first foul of the night for Transylvania. Matthew Teague, number 0, with the foul, his first and the team's first. 15:42 remaining in this first half. Boy, oh boy, it's good to be back inside and calling Blue Jay basketball. Oh, there's a whistle, and it was before the shot, the drive by John Itunis. The foul is going to be called on Colby Napier. For Colby, it's his first and the second team foul. The Blue Jays, after this game, they're going to be on the road for 3 non-conference games. Itunis gives it up here to Pearson. Pearson backing his defender, picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Shot! Left baseline is good by Ocean Johnson. Boy, he is so smooth. That jumper is so smooth, kind of like Dom from last year. Dom Janko had such a smooth perimeter shot. To the left hand hook, Matthew Teague. Nicely done. Teague with his first 2 points, each team with 4 field goals, and it's 8-8. Itunis loses it on the drive. Here come the Pioneers in transition. Nice bounce pass to Teague, who lays it in with the left hand. His second field goal, and for the first time tonight, Transylvania with the lead. 10-8, Pioneers by 2. Free ball attempt here by Johnson, it's good. Ocean rattles in a triple, and the Blue Jays recapture the lead 11-10. I tell you, we talk about last year for these Blue Jays, how they finished 27-7 and the runner-up banner, but what's kind of been missed and not talked about, there's a steal. The Blue Jays last year getting it done in the classroom. They had a team GPA, that 3 balls off, of 3.26. And that's just tremendous. That's the team. And a block. Ooh, I thought that was going to be an offensive foul. But instead, they're going to give a block to Ocean Johnson. That was close. Take another look. Ocean almost was there, but didn't quite have his feet set. And so the foul on Ocean, his first. Yeah, 3.26 GPA. Jonathan Sapinski, nearly a 4.0 GPA. I mean, that is not only getting it done on the court, but it's getting it done in the classroom as well. Talked to Jonathan's mom here before the ball game. She made the trip up from Texas. That one knocked out of bounds by Wes Hooker. Mom Zapinski telling me that Grandma Z is watching from Indiana. Grandma, we thank you. You know you are the Blue Jays' #1 fan. You gotta come over here to see a game in person and see me. I'll definitely buy a bag of popcorn from the concession stand. Left baseline jumper off the mark by Schroeder. So Grandma Z coming out. By the way, I mentioned the Blue Jays on the road the next 3 games. November 12th at Alma. Take another look at it here. See the Blue Jays in transition. Couldn't quite get it done. Knocked out of bounds by Transylvania. November 16th, the Blue Jays are at Marion. November 19th, the Blue Jays are at Buena Vista. The next home game for the Blue Jays, mark this down, November 22nd against Manchester. We'll have that for you live here on BlueJayTV.com. That is a 7 o'clock tip-off, November 22nd against Manchester. And then the CCIW conference begins on November 30th against Illinois Wesleyan here at home. So it's 11-10, Blue Jays by 1, and an offensive foul. Luke Schroeder with the illegal screen. And so the foul on Luke, that's his first and the third team foul. Miles Thomas, number 11, is in the game for the Blue Jays, along with number 5, Anthony Scales. Here's Scales with the basketball right now. Nice bounce pass to Matt Wallach, number 13, who lays it in. Matt Wallach with that thick left knee brace, contributing off the bench for Coach Baines, and the Blue Jays lead by 3. So Coach Baines looking at some reserves here to see who will get most of the minutes, giving the starters a breather. Ball down low and stripped away. Here comes Scales. Scales 2-on-1. Oh, the alley-oop slam. Wes Hooker missed it. The putback by Scales is no good. Oh, man. And a reach in on Wes. Well, that's a good indication of how exciting this Blue Jay basketball team is going to be. You've got some outstanding athletes out there. Scales with the alley-oop attempt to Wes Hooker, but Wes couldn't quite get it down. Scales had a follow-up shot that didn't go either. But Coach Baines, he was telling me that when the Blue Jays get 100% healthy, he said this is the most athletic team he's ever had here. Now that's saying a lot looking at last year's team. 3-ball, top of the key, is short, but the long rebound pulled down by the Pioneers, and they'll get a new shot clock. Boy, that's really saying something. He said this team not really offensively explosive like they were last year, but like he said, when they're healthy, this is one of the most athletic teams he's ever had here at Elmhurst University, so it's going to be exciting. Blue Jays still by 3, 13-10. 3-ball by Hooker, rattles in and out, put back by Zapinski. Off of Jonathan's fingertips, it will go to the Pioneers. Back into the game is Tegan Pearson for the Blue Jays. Tegan is a 6'3" junior from Westchester, Illinois, went to Nazareth Academy, former Road Runner. We've been stuck on 13-10 for a couple of moments here. Here's Green taking it all the way high off the glass, no good. Zapinski got the rebound, quick outlet to Wallach. Wallach's pass, and it was stolen, but Wes Hooker with the slam. Wes Hooker with his second field goal. The Blue Jays now enjoying their biggest lead. It's at 5, 15-10. Into the post, double team. Blocked by Zapinski. Going back up is Penn, blocked again. Much to the delight of this crowd. Boy, Zapinski with, I believe, 4 blocks early on here. 3 balls off the mark. Zapinski almost had the rebound. Transylvania now on the attack. Offensive, no, they're called a block. Colby Napier a little bit out of control in my mind, but they're calling a block on Tegan Pearson. For Pearson, his first. It was in the act of shooting, so 2 free throws will be taken here by Colby. His first trip to the foul line. First trip for the Pioneers, as a matter of fact. First trip for either team to the charity stripe. 10:35 left to play here in this first half. The Blue Jays, according to D3Hoops.com, great website, by the way, for Division III basketball, they had a preseason top 25 poll, Three free throws, I should say, by Colby, makes it 15-13. And the Blue Jays, and that is an offensive foul. Let's take another look at it. You see the Blue Jays trying to push. Nice pass that time, but Scales ran into the Pioneer defender, and he picks up the offensive foul. He's going to come out of the game. Ocean Johnson comes back, and also Reese Taylor returns for Coach Baines. Also coming out is Pearson. Itunis comes in as well. So for the Blue Jays, you've got Itunis, Zapinski, Johnson, Taylor, and Hooker. But getting back to that preseason top 25 poll is Pioneer. Matthew Teague went down, and then the officials blew the whistle. Boy, I thought that was kind of a late foul. Reese Taylor will get called for the foul. That's his second. And so Coach Baines going to his bench. Pearson is going to come into the game, and Taylor is going to leave with the 2 fouls. Let's see, that's 6 team fouls for the Blue Jays, 3 team fouls for the Pioneers. But anyway, getting back to that preseason poll, the Blue Jays were ranked number 23 in that preseason poll. A couple other CCIW teams ranked in that poll. Another drive by the Pioneers and another blocking foul against the Blue Jays. Here's another look at it here. Jonathan Zapinski is going to get called for the foul. That's Jonathan's first. Illinois Wesleyan ranked number 21 in the country, and Wheaton, the Thunder, ranked number 24 in the country. Teague hits the free throw. He'll have one more. And now a chance for the Pioneers to tie this game up. 15-14. Back of the iron, no good. Long rebound to Ocean Johnson, and a foul in the backcourt. Reach in, I believe it was on Jalen Green. Oh no, they're going to give it to Simon Smith. Green was in there as well. He could have had the reach-in foul as well. Now full court pressure by the Pioneers. So just to finish the thought here, and a timeout taken by Coach Baines and the Blue Jays. So 3 CCIW teams in the preseason top 25 rankings. Wesleyan ranked 21, the Blue Jays ranked 23, and the Wheaton Thunder ranked number 24. So once again, it is going to be a very, very tough CCIW conference battle again this year. And by the way, some key matchups for the Blue Jays this season. Illinois Wesleyan, I mentioned a couple moments ago, the Blue Jays will host the Titans on November 30th. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays will host the Thunder, the final regular season game of the year, all the way on February 18th. And I think the Cardinals of North Central College are going to be in the conference races as well. The Blue Jays host North Central on December 17th. That is a Saturday, and that will be a 4:15 tip-off. Again, the Pioneers out of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. Blue Jays out of the CCIW. Coach Baines' 3 assistants, Peyton Wyatt, Tyler Pierce, and Stefan Balaban. So a chance now for the Pioneers to take the lead with the bucket here. It's 15-14 Blue Jays. The pull-up jumper is good by Jalen Green as Green gets into the paint, and now the Pioneers indeed lead by 1. 16-15 with 9:50 remaining here in the first half. Blue Jays with the ball in the home white. Hooker, his drive to the bucket is no good, but he was fouled. So Wes should come to the line here to shoot 2. You see Wes on the drive, partially blocked, got it back, put it up in the foul. And Wes to the line. First trip to the foul line for the Blue Jays tonight. Hooker with 4 points. Gets the first one to go. Ocean Johnson leads the Blue Jays with 7 points. We're tied at 16, and now a chance for Hooker to break the tie. Blue Jays by 1. Really good crowd on hand here tonight. Not quite as filled as the first 2 NCAA tournament games last year when the Blue Jays defeated Washington and Jefferson, and also Pomona Pitzel here at R.A. Fagnall Hall as the Pioneers turned the ball over. Boy, those games, those first 2 playoff games that the Blue Jays hosted last year, this place was electrifying. Well, Brian Lane not happy with that call, and he's having a few words with the officials. You see him there, the top left part of your monitor. Now he's having a few words with John Baines. Coach Baines always so calm, cool, and collective. Blue Jay basketball, 9:24 to go here in this first half. Pull up 3 ball by Johnson is gone. Hit the front of the rim and it bounced in. That's the shooter's touch. Ocean now is in double figures with 10. And the Blue Jays now lead by 4. 20-16. Drive and the kick out, and that 3 ball is good for Transylvania. The 3 ball by Daniel Mullins, a freshman, 6'3", out of Mount Vernon, Kentucky. 3 ball back to the iron, no good. Ball is loose and it's knocked out of bounds. It's going to go to Transylvania. 20-19 in favor of the Blue Jays. Good ball game here. Not a lot of turnovers, not a lot of errors. For the first game of the season for both teams, pretty well played game for both teams. Zapinski with the rebound. Hooker to Johnson, thought about taking the 3, instead passed it off. Popping up top is Johnson. His 3 ball, front of the rim, no good, but he got the offensive rebound. Good hustle by Johnson, and it was knocked out of bounds by Green. It'll be Blue Jay basketball. Oh, and a foul. They're going to call a foul on Green as well. First foul of the night for Jalen Green. 16th foul. Jaden Malachi back into the game for the Blue Jays. Hooker to inbound it for the Blue Jays. Mark Kruger along with our executive producer, Glenn Liljeberg. Great camera operator, producing, directing, engineering as well tonight. We thank Glenn for his efforts on this season opener. Shot is off by Johnson, but he gets it back, elevates, gets fouled, and he'll come to the line. And there you see the great athleticism of Ocean Johnson. Look at the hang time, how he just elevated, drew the contact, and now he'll come to the line here to shoot 2. As I mentioned earlier, Ocean with 10 points. Ocean averaged 9.5 points last year. Gets the free throw. He averaged nearly 5 rebounds per game as well in that magical year last season. One more for Ocean. We got to come up with a good nickname for Ocean. Second free throw is good. 22-19, Blue Jays by 3. Ocean with 12 of the 22 points. Little one-handed floater goes for Napier. He's got 7. And the Blue Jays now lead by 1. Miles Thomas with a pass deflected. Itunis got it back. Beautiful pass inside. The dunk by Hooker was no good, but another whistle and a foul by the Pioneers. So the Blue Jays doing a good job of getting to the glass. And so Hooker is back to the line here to shoot 2 more. Boy, that's great to see if you're Coach Baines. Probably his 2 most athletic guys getting to the rack, getting to the foul line, and hitting their free throws. West can hit this one. The Blue Jays will be 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Of course, I don't want to jinx him. And all right, there we go. Blue Jays 6 for 6 from the foul line. And Elmhurst leads by 3. 24-21. Delighted that you're logged on to BlueJayTV.com wherever you are in this great wide world of ours. My name is Mark Kruger, delighted to bring you all the action here tonight. Season opener for both teams. And this one is going to be a turnover. Hooker goes down on the floor. Going down on the floor is Dakota Capps for the Pioneers. And what's the call here? Take another look at it. You see Capps diving, Hooker diving, and now we got the whistle, and I believe it's just going to be out of bounds to the Blue Jays here. I don't think there was a foul. Or no, it looks like they're saying 20 Napier. So if the foul is on Napier, that's his second. 7 minutes remaining. In this first half, Blue Jays with the ball and a 3-point lead. Oh, a steal by Teague. Teague should have an easy one, and he does. Matthew Teague with the steal and the layup. Oh, and on the inbounds pass, another steal and a lay-in by Colby Napier. Oh, man, the Blue Jays falling asleep a little bit as the Pioneers have taken the lead. Off the inbounds pass, Colby Napier with the steal and the lay-in. And now Zapinski back into the game, Wallach back into the game, Scales back into the game for Coach Baines. Blue Jays trailing by 1 now, 25-24. Zapinski holding up top, hands it off to Hooker. Hooker losing control, ball down, Pioneers come away with it. Blue Jays a little sloppy here in the last couple of moments. Pioneers with the ball in a 1-point lead. On the drive by Teague, his shot won't go. Zapinski with another rebound. Gives it off to Johnson. Johnson, this is Wallach. Wallach with the bucket. Matt Wallach going to the reverse, his second field goal. And the Blue Jays recapture the lead as we seesaw back and forth. And a steal. Anthony Scales with the lay-in. Anthony Scales, a 6'5" junior from Indianapolis, Indiana, with the steal and the lay-in, and the Blue Jays up by 3. Boy, that's that athleticism that Coach Baines talked about. The quick hands and the steal by Scales, resulting in a Wallach lay-in. Shot is off the mark. Put back also off the mark. Zapinski with the rebound. Bounce pass to Hooker. Blue Jays looking to push. And the open layup, Ocean Johnson for 2. So the Blue Jays in transition, resulting in an Ocean Johnson lay-in. 14 first half points for Ocean Johnson, and a timeout taken by Brian Lane and the Pioneers. So a nice run here by the Blue Jays as they now lead by 5 once again, 30-25. By the way, we should mention we have a new director of athletic communications here at Elmhurst University. I met him, well, just tonight. His name is Matt Hoffey. And we congratulate Matt, and we welcome him into the Blue Jay family. Matt Hoffey, the new Director of Athletic Communications, and the old, and I put quotes around the word old, Director of Sports Information, Kevin Juday, is in the house. Kevin was up here visiting with us, showing us the runner-up ring. Man, that thing is mammoth. And he was here for the veiling of the banner before the game. Man, that thing is huge. Kevin very proud to be wearing that ring. Just an absolute magical season for the Blue Jays. Mentioned the first 2 rounds against Washington and Jefferson, and then they beat Pomona Pitzer, then they beat Calvin, and then they beat Mary, Hart, and Baylor to get to the Final Four, beat Wabash College to get to the championship game, and then fell short to Randolph-Macon College in the title game a year ago. Kick ball, they'll put 20 seconds back up on the shot clock. Dakota Caps will inbound it here for the Pioneers. Teague into the lane, the turnaround left-handed shot. No, he got the offensive rebound. A couple of pump fakes off the glass and in. Nice job by Matthew Teague of hitting the offensive glass. And the Pioneers are within 3. Levine Thomas was a big member of that team a year ago. Thomas, that shot is off by Johnson. The junior Charles Barkley round mound of rebound, if you will. Levine Thomas, as that putback is no good by Alex Madsen for the Pioneers, but a whistle and a foul. There's the 3-ball attempt, no good. Putback by Madsen is off, but the whistle. And so that'll bring Alex Madsen to the line. Just like Jake Rohde, Levine Thomas could carry the team, and he did several stretches last year as Madsen hits the free throw, his first point of the night. I tell you, I believe it was his sophomore year, Thomas back into the game. You could just write him down for an automatic double-double. And when he wanted the ball down on the block, forget about it. He was either going to score or he was going to get fouled. Had a great 15-foot jumper. Just a great all-around competitor and a key member of that team a year ago. Levine Thomas is in the house for the ceremony before the ball game. Near steal by Madsen. It goes out of bounds. It'll go to the Blue Jays. They do not reset the shot clock. Madsen did not have possession, so it's 12 in the shot clock. Blue Jays with the ball and a 1-point lead. Nice dish inside to Hooker for 2. Give the assist to Matt Wallach, and Hooker now with 2 more. He is in double figures with 10. So him and Johnson, your 2 leading scorers for John Baines and the Blue Jays, and you can figure that might be the case for most of the games this season. The 2 starting guards from last year. Blue Jays by 3, 32-29. Oh, may have been a travel, no call that time by Napier. Now it's the Blue Jays on the attack. Scales backing in. Scales take the shot, he got fouled. Nice hang time there by Anthony Scales. You'll take a look, you'll see him backing in his defender, getting it into the lane, and you see him hang and draw the contact. And so Scales comes to the line for the first time tonight. As I mentioned earlier, the Blue Jays are a perfect 6 for 6 from the foul line. As a matter of fact, neither team has missed from the foul line. Scales continues that streak. Into the game for the Blue Jays is Jaden Malachi. 6'7" freshman from Clayton, Indiana. Scales' second free throw is also good. Anthony has 4 points. The Blue Jays lead by 5. 34-29 with 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. You're logged on to BlueJayTV.com. Season opener, Blue Jay basketball. Here's Teague. Left-handed one-hander is good. Matthew Teague now in double figures with 11. As the Pioneers are back to within 3. And the Blue Jays turn it over. Here come the Pioneers on the attack. Madsen with a nice bounce pass and the bucket, easy bucket for the Pioneers by Teague. And a steal and the lay-in by Dakota Caps. Boy, oh boy, the Pioneers scoring in a hurry. And just like that, the Pioneers lead by 1. Boy, again, the Blue Jays here a little lackadaisical in the these final moments. A block on Luke Schroeder, his second. Boy, that's something that the Blue Jays have to correct. They've got to be consistent. They've got to play a full, consistent 40 minutes of basketball, especially when you get into the CCIW. 2 shots coming now for Miles Thomas. As Miles hits the free throw, the Blue Jays continue to do a great job of getting it done from the foul line. Last year, the Blue Jays as a team shooting 75% from the foul line. Second free throw forthcoming for Thomas. We're tied at 35, and that one is short. Off the fingertips of Thomas, it will go to the Pioneers, I believe. Well, they're giving the ball to the Blue Jays. All right. I thought it went off of a Blue Jay player. Well, now let's see. Yep, okay, the Blue Jays are going to inbound it here. Just over 2 minutes to go. We're tied at 35. Wallach, top of the key, gives it up to Zapinski. Jonathan with the pass to Johnson. Back to Zapinski. Jonathan will take the outside jumper. Back to the iron, no good. Loose ball. Oh, man. A huge collision between Jonathan Zapinski and Alex Madsen. Now, Jonathan Zapinski is 6'6", 220. Madsen is listed as 6 foot 165. So you can see why Madsen went down on his back after running into Big Jonathan, the big Texan. Jonathan had a few pounds on Alex, but Alex looks to be okay. Trainers attending to him. Alex, with both of his hands around his mouth area, may have gotten knocked in the mouth area. But Zapinski coming out of the game now for Coach Baines with 1:50 remaining in this first half. Man, Zapinski and Madsen just met head on. And ultimately out of that, they're going to give Jonathan the foul. And so Jalen Green will shoot the free throws because Madsen went out with the injury. So for Green, he's got 4 points, and now he hits the free throw. So Green now with 5. That breaks the tie. The Pioneers lead by 1. Boy, just got a feeling this is going to be another good finish, folks. Stay logged in tonight. As Green hits the 2 free throws, Jalen with 6. Back into the game is Dakota Caps, number 11 for the Pioneers. Blue Jay ball, Elmhurst trailing by 2. Double team, and Hooker throws it off the leg of Schroeder. Good move that time by West. Oh, now are they calling a foul? It looks like they are, so Hooker was double teamed right in front of the Pioneers bench, and he got fouled, so he will come to the line and he will shoot 2. Hooker is 4 for 4 from the foul line tonight. He could tie the game if he hits both free throws. Well, he can't get the first. Back in the game for the Blue Jays is Jaden Malachi. Coming out, Anthony Scales. Coach Baines with a lot of new faces being played here in this first half as Hooker hits the second free throw. So West goes 1 of 2 from the charity line on that trip, and the Blue Jays are within 1. 90 seconds remaining here in this first half. Here's Capps at the point, guarded by Hooker. Capps picks up his dribble, gives it to Teague. Teague looks to get it inside to Schroeder. He kicks it out. 3 ball is no good by Napier, and the rebound taken down by Wallach. Blue Jays looking to run. Hooker takes it all the way, blocked. But the putback is good by Miles Thomas. So Thomas hitting the offensive glass, and the Blue Jays lead by 1. 38-37, under a minute to go here in the first half. 3 ball attempt by Mullins is good. Daniel Mullins with his second triple of the first half, and the Pioneers now lead by 2. Boy, Mullins, pretty good three-point foul shooter. Got to get out on him. Hooker answers with a triple of his own. Blue Jays up by 1. Shot clock turned off. 20 seconds to go in the half. Pioneers will go for the last shot here, trailing by 1. Shot in the lane by Teague is no good. Rattles out. Loose ball by Johnson. Johnson from half court. No good. 20 minutes in the books here at R.A. Faginal Hall. Hooker and Johnson leading the way for the Blue Jays, 14 points apiece for both of those two guys. So halftime, and the Blue Jays lead by 1, 41-40. We'll take a timeout. Come back for second half action. You are logged on to BlueJayTV.com.
For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
You just might end up making the world a better place. But first, you have to discover who you are and what you can learn from others. To do that, you have to seek out teachers and mentors who will help you identify your goals and challenge you to go after them. Before you can do that, you have to find a community that welcomes and supports you. A place where you can learn, a place where you can thrive. Before you can do that, you must have motivation and desire to improve your mind, your soul, your circumstances. To ignite that desire, you must find your potential. We'll help you discover your potential once you discover us. Elmhurst University.
We know that going to college is a huge investment. You put your trust and time in Elmhurst University, and we do the same. You invest in us, and we invest in you.
Your story begins as we welcome you to Elmhurst University. From your first day of orientation, our focus is getting you acclimated to college life and making you a part of the Elmhurst community.
Definitely Elmhurst was the one that I fell in love with. Right when you stepped on campus, it was a nice environment. It just felt like home.
The goal of first year seminar is to make the transition from high school to college as smooth as possible. It's an instantaneous way to have a niche at Elmhurst.
A lot of times there's that doubt that I don't know if I can make it here. I don't know if I'm meant to be here. I feel it is our role as an institution to get those doubts out of their mind the second they are on this campus.
Once you've started classes, our responsibility is to support you both personally and academically.
Your faculty and your staff who are here and committed to your success are going to be walking with you on that journey, providing both the challenge and the support for you along that way.
I changed my major about 5 times, and so I really needed someone there to help me through it, help me pick out new classes, to help me make sure that I graduate on time.
So they support us academically, but they're also interested in our lives as a whole individual. For example, when I was applying for the Fulbright, they were more than willing and super supportive.
Along with supporting you, our job is to make sure you challenge yourself in order to make the most of your experience.
When the students, especially in computer science, go out into related fields, they're going to be confronted with adapting to new environments, new technologies, and we try to challenge them in the classroom to adapt, to learn how to learn.
I've had teachers go to me and say, I think you'd be interested in research, so they introduced me to some professors, and I've been doing research now for 3 semesters. It taught me a lot about myself, definitely, and about the way I adapt to different situations.
I think we all learn best when we're a little bit scared, a little bit on the edge. I really believe that the things that are beyond the typical, experiencing undergraduate research, studying abroad, having a quality internship, some of those things are going to be most memorable and meaningful and really impactful for them.
As your academic journey at Elmhurst comes to an end, our relationship reaches a crucial point as we launch you into the next phase of your life.
Elmhurst is a liberal arts college that aims at creating educated citizens, and that's not a process that just takes 4 years or 2 years. We're invested in these students. We give our kind of heart and soul to them while they're here, and so we care if they succeed once they leave.
When students go on to graduate and go on to live amazing lives and do things personally and professionally, their fingerprints are still all over this institution in a way that helped us to become a better sense of who we are and who we as an institution want to be in the world.
We don't at Elmhurst tell students what to think, but we try to teach them how to engage with their own values to become better citizens of this country, of this world.
And that makes me proud to be a part of the community of Elmhurst.
I'm confident in our graduates because I know we've prepared them both personally and professionally. We love to see them fly the nest and flourish.
My name is Michael. I'm a senior here. I study special education, and I'm a first-generation college student.
My name is Lauren Berryhill. I'm a junior, and I'm a music education major.
My name is Sarah Jean Dickey. I am a double major in mathematics and computer science with a minor in Spanish, and I'm a senior.
My name is Randy Morales. I'm a freshman, and I'm a psychology major.
I transferred to Elmhurst because I like the small class sizes, and I really value that professor-student relationship that I knew that I was going to get here.
When I was looking at other colleges, it just didn't feel like people cared and wanted you there the same way that when you came to Elmhurst. They just really wanted you to be there and to learn and grow, and I felt like I would be comfortable coming here, but also be pushed in so many ways to grow and become better.
I already knew some people who went here, and I'd visit a couple of times just to hang out with them. I just really liked being around them and being here. And the campus itself is absolutely beautiful.
My sister did go to school here as well. I kind of already knew the campus a little bit, knew it was a great school. I'm glad I chose Elmhurst because it was probably the best place for me, and it was the best monetary decision as well.
When I first transferred, I lived in apartments, but now I live in Stanger, and I really couldn't picture it any other way. Like, I love being on campus. There's just something about rolling out of bed and going to class that I love.
I started out in Chick my freshman year here. I moved to Niebuhr halfway through. I lived in Chick my sophomore year as well, and I've been living in an on-campus house on Myrtle for the past 2 years, and I love it there.
I've actually only lived in Cureton Hall all 3 years. I really could stay there my 4th year and be fine.
I love the community that it brought, that you were one room away from your friends, you were eating dinner on campus together almost every night, and just that there were different opportunities within the residence halls.
A day in the life is pretty hectic. Most music ed majors, their classes are in the mornings and then their ensembles are in the afternoon. So I'm pretty much boom, 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 thing to thing to thing.
I'm a morning person, so whether I have class in the morning or not, I like to wake up a little bit on the earlier side.
So I'd wake up at 5:30, practice, eat breakfast quickly, go to my 9 a.m.
Probably have class till around noon, and depending on the day, I'll probably head out to the local middle school to take some time with my students there, go to the library to do some homework, and then I also work at the library.
Get out of class, go home, change, go directly to work.
I'll usually have work later in the afternoon, and then eat dinner, maybe do some more homework, watch a movie.
Get a dinner or some snacks at the Roost, and then head back to my dorm to do some homework and head to bed.
Usually I spend time with my friends at night, and that's when I get to catch up on what's going on.
My favorite place on campus is on the 3rd floor of the education department. It's the best place to study with the best view.
I have 2 favorite places on campus. One is my house, but I also love the conference room in Daniels.
My favorite place would be the cafeteria.
Sitting in Founders, I love to sit at one of those tables and do homework. You can be in there to have fun, you can be in there to study, and the vibe can be whatever you want it to be.
Out of the 4 classes that I took this past semester, my favorite class was acting. The professor was Dr. Tony Noyce. He is such a character. He's so awesome to be around. It was such a fun experience.
And my favorite class was probably linear algebra with Dr. Crawford. It was part theory and part computation, which I really liked how it pulled those 2 concepts together. And Dr. Crawford is just an amazing teacher. I've had her almost every semester since I've been here.
Post-colonial theory with Dr. Janice Lively, and that class had me thinking about it like all day.
Music theory class, which is probably an interesting choice because it was at 8 a.m. every single day my freshman year, both semesters, which no one likes 8 a.m.s in college. My professor, Mr. Streeter, is incredible, and my class became more of a community than anything. It was a really nice way to come into college, and honestly, my best friends came out of that class.
One of my favorite activities is the honors program. I've been involved with it all 4 years that I've been on campus here. I'm also involved in Alpha Phi Omega here on campus. You do a lot of service in the community. You get to build relationships with people in the organization, and you get to do a lot of leadership activities.
I've been involved in lots of student groups on campus, all the choral ensembles, the vocal ensembles, and I loved being in late night blues, vocal jazz. We just had a lot of fun and really bonded with each other. I'm also a member of Phi Mu. It's a really fun way to meet people, but also to give back to others that need it.
My favorite organizations that I've been a part of is definitely the Black Student Union, because I really like what they're doing for the campus overall and the social justice issues that they're pursuing on campus.
I'm pretty much just involved with running. I'm really proud to be a Blue Jay because it's an amazing community. Blue also looks really nice when we're running, so it's awesome.
Love being a student ambassador in the Office of Admissions. It's really great because I get to give tours to all these potential students, whether they're first years or transfers.
I'm a CA for the ELSA students, which basically means that I live in the dorms that they also live in to provide any extra support that they might need. And I'm really proud to be part of this program, especially because it's one of the few in the country. And it's awesome because I work with students with disabilities in classrooms, and they always ask me, oh, can I go to Elmhurst? And I can say confidently, yes, you can go to Elmhurst.
When I cross the stage at graduation, I'll be most proud of all the research that I've done. I didn't come into college with the intention to do that. I fell in love with the idea of research and the process of doing research.
It's just incredible to look back and think that Elmhurst has done so much for me already, and I think that's what I'll be most proud of, to think just who I've become and who I want to be still.
I think what I would remember most fondly are obviously my friends that I've made.
Making memories with those friends in really interesting places that normally wouldn't be so exciting, but They are, because you love each other and you get to know each other so well.
Between the professors and the friends that I've made, I think that will stay with me the rest of my life.
People who give back to Elmhurst, you're not only helping me, you're helping my family grow as well. Me graduating college and being the first one to graduate means that hopefully others in my family, like my nephews and nieces, can see that and want to come to a school like Elmhurst.
So when you give money to Elmhurst, you're giving these students like the experience of a lifetime and the ability to become who they're meant to be.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to change our lives.
Welcome back to R.A. Fagnall Hall halftime. Blue Jays and the Pioneers, and Elmhurst leads it by 41-40. Mark Brigger delighted to bring you the season opener for Blue Jay basketball here tonight. First half numbers: Wes, Hooker, Ocean, Johnson, each with 14 points to lead the Blue Jays. Wallach and Scales each had 4. Miles Thomas had 3. Jonathan Zapinski with just 2 points in that first half. But Jonathan pulled down 8 rebounds, and he had 4 blocks in the first half. Zapinski needs 52 more blocks this season to become the all-time leader in blocks in Blue Jay basketball history. Last year, Zapinski led the team in blocks with 51. He also led the CCIW in that category as well, and he came off the bench for most of the season last year. So quite a defensive prowess and quite a shot blocker, Jonathan Zapinski. So I guess the Zapinski block party watch is on. It is now at 52. He needs 52 more blocks this season. Last year he had 51, so we'll keep an eye on it. Blue Jay basketball to start the second half. Boy, the Blue Jay crowd, a lot of students on hand, and they're all on their feet here. It's quite a scene. It really reminds me of the back door, and the lay-in is missed by Johnson. Ocean was, you could just see he was going to try to slam it, but he didn't elevate, and he just couldn't quite get the lay-in. Really reminds me of those first 2 playoff NCAA Division III tournament games here against Washington and Jefferson and Pomona Pitzer. The crowd was on its feet the entire game, so it looks like the Blue Jay faithful will be on their feet the entire rest of the second half. I tell you, I'm a little claustrophobic up here. Maybe we get some security up here. Itunes on the drive, and he leaves it a little bit short. Here comes Transylvania now. Green into the paint, and now he brings it out. Just underway here in the second half. Transylvania in the black traveling jerseys, and the lay-in is good by Hunter Penn. That is his first 2 points of the game. Last year, he averaged 13 a game. Oh, and Ocean Johnson banks it in. And a bit of a smile there by Ocean. 17 now for Ocean Johnson. But Hunter Penn getting back to him in the first half, he was totally shut out. Was held scoreless in that first half, but he scores early on here in the second half. Blue Jays by 2, 44-42. The drive that time by Green is short, but it was knocked out of bounds by the Blue Jays. It'll be Transylvania ball. Touchdown Jake Rohde. And I also touched on Levon Thomas from last year. And a foul. On the inbounds, heady play. They bounced it off of the back of a Blue Jay defender. And the Blue Jays will commit the foul. And so Teague to the line. Teague in that first half was 6 of 10 from the field as he hits the free throw there. Matthew now with 13. He's the leading scorer for the Pioneers. And now this free throw to tie. Missed it. Battle for the rebound, loose, picked up by Hooker. Blue Jays with the ball, leading by 1. In the first half, Elmhurst was 14 of 30, shooting for 47%. Transylvania, 16 of 36 for 44%. Ituna's shot is no good, but he was fouled. So John should come to the line. It was in the act of shooting. Foul is on Simon Smith. And so Itunas to the line here for the Blue Jays. He will shoot 2. Itunas, a 6'3" junior, former Stevenson Patriot. His first points of the night. Blue Jays in the first half, 10 of 12 from the foul line. Itunas hits them both. Transylvania, 6 of 7 from the foul line in the first half. So both teams getting it done from the foul line. 11 lead changes, 5 ties in that first half. Blue Jays by 3. Here's Teague on the drive, and he rattles it around the rim and in. 15 now for Matthew Teague. 3-ball attempt by Hooker is good. So Hooker and Johnson each with a triple here in the second half. They each have 17. Blue Jays by 4. 49-45. Green up top. 3-ball by Smith is good. First points of the game for Simon Smith is a triple at the top of the key, and that brings the Pioneers to within 1. 49-48 Blue Jays. Jumper by Johnson is off the mark, tapped around, it went out of bounds. Oh, they're saying it went off of Taylor. So it's going to go to the, oh no, okay, they're saying it was off of Transylvania, so it's Blue Jay basketball. Itunas staying back. I think that was the right call. Itunas gets it into Taylor. To Zapinski. Jonathan turns. Backing in the defender. Zapinski now fades. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound to the Pioneers and Matthew Teague. Teague into the paint, spins, has it stolen by Johnson. Here come the Blue Jays, 3-on-2. Johnson to Itunas. Back up top, 3-ball. Jonathan Zapinski, yes. Zapinski buries buries the triple at the top of the key, and the Blue Jays lead by 4. Crowd yelling out defense. Oh, and a blocking foul is going to be called here on Tegan Pearson. Here's another look at the 3 ball by Jonathan. Nobody closed out, and the big Texan buries the 3. Jonathan Zapinski said, you know, coming from Texas, the first time he visited Elmhurst with Coach Baines, he felt he was at his second home. Really fell in love with the campus, and he has been a solid performer for John Baines. Top of the key now, here is Johnson. Johnson, his shot won't go. Rebound pulled down by Penn. It goes out of bounds to the Pioneers. Knocked away by Reese Taylor. Pioneers ball here, 15:50 remaining. Blue Jays by 4. Penn takes it up into the front court. Hands it off, Napier. Up top to Teague. Back to Napier, he'll launch up the triple. That one is short, rebound Ocean Johnson. Ocean looking ahead. Blue Jays do not have the numbers. Here's Itunes at the point. Itunes, he'll take the 3 and leave it a little bit short. Teague with the rebound. Teague ahead to Napier, running the floor well and lays it in with the left hand. Colby Napier in double figures with 10. It's a 2-point Blue Jay lead. Boy, that was nicely done. Teague finished with the left hand. Zapinski gets it inside to Taylor. Reese backing in his defender, throws it up top. Itunes, his triple is good. First field goal of the game for John Itunes, and the Blue Jays up by 5. Itunes with 5. All 5 of John's points coming here in the second half. Up top now is Penn, guarded by Zapinski. Hands it off to Green. 13 on the shot clock. Green backs it out, looking for some help. Green with 5 on the shot clock. Out in the corner, Teague for 3. No good, and a rebound by Zapinski. And it's poked away, but a reaching foul is going to be called on Simon Smith as he fouled Jonathan Zapinski. There's another look at the reach-in on Smith. His second, 3rd team foul of the half. Back into the game for the Pioneers is number 2, Alex Madsen. He comes in for Green. Anthony Scales in the game for John Baines. For the Blue Jays, you've got Scales, Hooker, Malachi, Pearson. Here's Hooker in for the lay-in. 19 for Hooker. And Itunes out there for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays by 7. It's their biggest lead of the night. Steal by Malachi. Blue Jays looking to run. Here's Hooker. And he can't get it to go, but he was fouled. West looks to be in some pain as he stays on his back. And now getting up with some help from his teammates. And he'll come to the line here to shoot 2. Nice job in transition for Wes. He's got 19 to lead all scorers tonight. And he'll try to get to the 20-point plateau from the foul line. 7-point advantage for the Blue Jays. Remember, a couple times the Blue Jays had some lulls in that first half where they went a couple of moments where they just mentally lost it a little bit, and the Pioneers took advantage of it and scored in bunches. Let's hope the Blue Jays cannot have any of those lapses, if you will, in the second half. Hooker hits the first free throw, he's got 20. Into the game for the Pioneers is Mullins, Daniel Mullins. Hit a couple of 3 balls in the first half, Mullins did. 21 now for Wes Hooker. And Ocean Johnson comes in. Wes will take a breather. Ocean Johnson, 6'3" senior from Schiller Park. Boy, I don't know who's more explosive, Hooker or Johnson for the Blue Jays. But a timeout taken here by head coach Brian Lane and the Pioneers with 13:38 remaining. The Blue Jays enjoying their biggest lead of the night. It is now at 9, 59-50. And while I got a chance here, let me talk about another key player from last year, and that was Jay Militello. I remember Jay as a freshman coming in and contributing. Not just coming in for a minute or two, but contributing for long periods of time his freshman year. Now, Jay is from Fenwick, so he was well coached. And he could have played baseball collegiately, but he decided to transfer over here to Elmhurst, be a part of John Baines and this Blue Jay program, and what a great career he had, all-conference performer. Remember, he was the top, well, one of the top defenders for the Blue Jays last year, so he always had to guard the top offensive player from the other team. And Jay, you know, he put a lot of energy in on the defensive end of the floor, and he could score as well. And I think if you ask Jay, he would have loved to score a little bit more, but that was his role, is to be a great defender and just a hustle player. And a valuable member of that team last year. Boy, hitting another 3 here is Mullins, and the Pioneers are within 6. Answering at the other end with the 3 is Ocean Johnson. Johnson now with 20. 62-53. Another 3 ball by Mullins. That one is off. Ball stays in play. And it's Itunes coming up with it. He gives it to Johnson. Ocean, back to Itunes. Hustle and, boy, Johnson, or no, that was Anthony Scales went after the ball on the Blue Jay, in the Blue Jay bench, if you will. And the foul, it's going to be a foul against the Pioneers. And so inbounding it will be Tegan Pearson. Johnson got cut off. 3 ball by Pearson. Rebound Scales. Scales with the putback. He was fouled from behind by Schroeder. His 3rd. Boy, Scales has done a nice job tonight on the offensive glass. You see the putback there on the foul, so Scales to the line here to shoot 2. Boy, the Blue Jays with 5 triples here in the second half. They had 3 in the entire first half. So they've been knocking it down from behind the arc here in the second half. Scales buries the free throw now. He's got 5. 1 more coming for Anthony. The lead is 10. Boy, let's see here in the final 12:44 if the Blue Jays can add to this lead. Zapinski back in for Coach Baines. He comes in for Malachi. It's a 10-point lead for the Blue Jays, 63-53. Second free throw by Anthony rims off. Penn with the rebound. So the lead remains at 10 for Elmhurst. Capps, guarded by Johnson. Capps into the lane. Got cut off, kicks it out. Madsen has it stolen by Scales, but Anthony stepped out of bounds. So it'll be Pioneers ball here. Good effort again at the defensive end by Anthony Scales. Boy, I like his defensive tenacity. And Coach Baines, I tell you, he has to be pleased with his bench effort here tonight. That was his kind of his concern. Didn't really know the rotation, didn't really know the role that some of these guys coming off the bench were going to play. Scoop shot there by Madsen is way off. Battle for the rebound. Itunis comes away with it. Itunis quickly into the front court, guarded by Madsen. Itunis will take the right baseline jumper, and he'll hit. 7 points for John Itunis, all 7 coming here in the second half for him. Blue Jays by 12. And a steal. Here's Itunis. Behind the back dribble, kind of a little bit out of control. Madsen with the steal. Pioneers now on the attack. Madsen dishes it off, and a bit of contact there. Hunter Penn looking for the and one, but he just gets the bucket. 4 for Hunter. It's a 10-point lead. There was indeed some contact, but no call. 3 ball by Ocean Johnson. His 5th triple of the game. He's got 23. And Ocean Johnson is the leading scorer. Boy, this kid is special, isn't he? Him and Wes Hooker, what a backcourt. I'm telling you right now, probably the best backcourt in the conference. Left-handed shot is off by Caps. Loose ball, here come the Blue Jays. They've got the numbers. Scales in transition with the lay-in. Boy, I would think Transylvania has to call a timeout here. Into the front court, and a near steal by Itunis, but a foul on John. His first. Pioneers do not call a timeout. Instead, they play on. Matt Wallach back into the game. Tegan Pearson back into the game for John Baines. Well, now is the timeout. Okay. So indeed, Coach Lane and the Pioneers burn a timeout here. They want a full timeout here with 10:47 remaining. The Blue Jays have opened things up here. Remember, at halftime, the Blue Jays led by 1, 41-40. The lead, just about halfway through the second half, is now at 15, 70-55. Great effort all around by John Baines and his ball club. If you weren't with us, boy, you kind of missed it. And it all started before the ball game. A really great ceremony honoring last year's national runner-up team that finished 27-7. They had the banner hung up here on the rafters. They unveiled it during the ceremony. The team from last year was at midcourt, and they had the spotlight on the banner. It was just a great little ceremony honoring last year's team. Boy, it was a special year. No doubt about it. By the way, let me talk about another player from last year's team. How about Dom Janko? Man, he ought to have the nickname of Silk because he had the smoothest jump shot you could imagine. Dom, by the way, another Blue Jay from last year, getting it done in the classroom. Very bright young man. Had just a great 15 to 17-foot jump shot. And as his career went on, he became so much more confident that when they came out on him, he drove hard to the hoop. And he converted most of the time or got fouled. And so he just had a great all-around game. Another block by Zapinski, his 5th block of the night. So the Zapinski block party continues. He needs 51 blocks now for the season to be the all-time leading shot blocker. But just a final thought on Dom Janko. So many times he had some tough clutch shots. As there's a jumper by Hunter Penn, his 3rd field goal of the game. And Dom Janko just fit in so nicely with that rotation. And just another unselfish player for John Baines a year ago. 70-57 here. 3 ball is good by Tegan Pearson. his first triple of the night, his first points of the night. 73-57. A nice move that time by Green. His shot is blocked out of bounds to the Pioneers. Here's another look. You see a nice move by Green getting into the lane, but then the big guys coming up, and it looked like Johnson may have gotten a piece of that one. 17 on the shot clock. 9:48 left to play in the game. And an offensive foul is going to be called. Matthew Teague putting up the palms of his hands, wanting an explanation. He'll get called for the foul, his second. And so Miles Thomas will inbound it at the scorer's table. 9:48 left. Blue Jays lead it 73-57. And by the way, the next athletic event, Zapinski from the elbow, may have been partially blocked. Putback blocked as well. Scales though with the putback. Counted, and he was fouled. The foul again was on Matthew Teague at number 0. And so Scales with a chance to complete the three-point play. Scales looking to get into double figures. Three-point play, Scales with 10. The next athletic event here at Elmhurst will be Saturday afternoon, Blue Jay football. Final game of the season for the Blue Jays as they look for that elusive first win of the season. The Blue Jays will host the Titans of Illinois Wesleyan from beautiful Langhorse Field Saturday afternoon. 1 o'clock will be the opening kickoff. Foul against Miles Thomas, and we'll have that game for you live here on BlueJayTV.com. You see the block there by Miles. So again, Blue Jay football, Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock from Langhorse Field. Log on to BlueJayTV.com, or better yet, come in person to Langhorse Field. It's a great, great venue and a great, great place to watch Blue Jay football. All right, here at R.A. Fagin Hall, it's the season opener for the Blue Jays. All things good so far. Zapinski with the rebound. Outlets it out to Pearson. Blue Jays looking to run. Going up hard was Matt Wallach, and he was hammered. And Matt coming up slow, and he's bending over, just trying to get a breath of air. May have gotten the wind knocked out of him. And he's going to walk, gather himself. It was just a hard foul. 2 shots coming for Matt Wallach. 6'1" sophomore from Arlington Heights, went to Prospect High School, former Prospect Knight. Well, a very good program at Prospect. Matt hits the first free throw. He'll have one more. 5 points for Wallach. Boy, I really have been impressed. The Blue Jays in the first half with 12 turnovers. Transylvania had 9 turnovers in the first half, but both teams the second half, as Wallach hits the second free throw, really have played pretty well as far as, not committing turnovers. Blue Jays just shot the ball extremely well here in the second half to break this thing wide open. And a blocking foul called against the Blue Jays. Again, remember, Elmhurst led at the half by just 1, 41-40, but they blew things wide open here early on. And whoa, looks like what, a technical foul. I think they're hitting head coach Brian Lane with a technical. It's been a rough second half for Transylvania, and Brian Lane not too happy, said something that the officials did not like, and so Anthony Scales will shoot the technical, and he misses the first technical, so he'll have one more. 78-57. It is now a 22-point lead for Elmhurst as Scales hits one of the two technical fouls. And so now we'll walk at the other end of the court where it will be Pioneers ball. They get it into Teague. Teague on the drive into the lane, puts it up, no, tapped around. Offensive rebound by the Pioneers, shot no good. Teague with a, passes it out, partially blocked, wow. Coming out with it is Wallach and a layup by Pearson. Pearson with the lay-in, but Wallach with the great athletic ability to get to the loose ball. Teague with the floater with the left hand. 17 for Matthew Teague. 81-59 Blue Jays. Three ball by Pearson. Front of the rim, no good. Zapinski got the offensive rebound, and I believe he threw it out of bounds, I believe. Let's see, whose ball is it? All right, Transylvania tipped it, and so it's going to be Elmhurst ball as Coach Baines making a lot of substitutions here. Hooker is in as he gets it into Taylor. Ocean Johnson on the drive, and he was fouled by Teague. Teague again not happy with the call. And for Matthew, I've got him with 4. And so Ocean Johnson to the line, and he will shoot 2. Oh, that's 5 fouls on Teague, all right. So I had him with 4, that's actually his 5th, so he fouls out of the game here. Or did he? Teague is still out on the floor. All right, so maybe I was right initially. Matthew Teague does have just the 4 fouls. He stays out on the floor. Ocean Johnson to the line to shoot 2 for the Blue Jays. Johnson hits the first free throw. 24 for Ocean Johnson. He's the game-high scorer. Now stoppage of play. One of the officials is over at the scorer's table talking about something. I'm not exactly sure what. Maybe the foul situation. And now Coach Lane is coming over, and the other official is saying, hey, go over there and sit down. We got it under control. Now the other official is coming and talking to Coach Lane. Remember, he already has 1 technical. Blue Jay crowd not liking that. Meanwhile, Ocean waits patiently at the foul line. All right, Ocean with the ball, and he's ready to shoot his second free throw. He connects. 25 for Ocean Johnson. 8 minutes remaining. 83-59. Hooker and Johnson still both out there. 3-ball attempt here by Kyle Walker. No good. Into the front court quickly is Johnson. A little bit of a spin move there. Gets the ball back. Hooker picks up his dribble. Out in the corner is Taylor. Taylor on the entry pass was stolen. Stolen by Teague. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Wes Hooker. And Coach Baines says, slow things down, hold on, don't get out of control. Interesting to see how long Coach Baines is going to go with Hooker and Johnson out there. 7:23 left. Caps to inbound it for the Pioneers. Mullins gets it right back. This is Caps. Here's Teague. Caps works around the screen, goes baseline with the floater. Coming over for the block was Reese Taylor. Oh, man, that was all ball. 24, weak side help. Well, all right, may have gotten a piece of the arm. Wow. All right, so Dakota Caps to the line. He'll shoot 2. 4 points on the night for Dakota. All 4 coming in the first half. Missed that one, he'll have 1 more. So you've got Hooker, Johnson, Itunis, Malachi, and Reese Taylor out there for the Blue Jays. Caps goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He's got 5 points. 83-60. Itunis kicks it out, and on the pass off, there was a blocking foul on Teague. So that should be his 5th, if I've got my numbers right. But they are not blowing the horn. So apparently that is Teague's 4th. Itunis, 2 shots. John hits the first free throw. Boy, I really like the way John has run the offense here. Second free throw is short. Eight points for Itunis, all 8 of his points coming here in the second half. 3 ball off the mark by Green. Long rebound, and the Pioneers will get another shot at it here. Mullins, he can hit that 3. This time he drives to the hoop. Nicely done by Daniel Mullins. 11 points for him. Anthony Scales off the bench. Jonathan Zapinski also at the scorer's table. He will check in at the next dead ball, and there it is. Coach Baines wants and gets a timeout. A full timeout taken by the Blue Jays here with 6:24 remaining. Great season opener tonight if you are a Blue Jay fan. (84-62) favor of the Blue Jays. They'll go on a road trip here now. They'll have 3 games on the road. They'll be at Elma on Saturday, and then November 16th at Marion, November 19th at Buena Vista. Other non-conference games for the Blue Jays this season: Manchester, Kalamazoo, Christopher Newport, Lynchburg, Calvin. That'll be a tough game. That Calvin game, by the way, will be December 30th. That will be the final non-conference game. Everything after December 30th will be CCIW opponents. So again, a tough non-conference schedule for the Blue Jays. Of course, from last year, you had to have your guys coming off the bench to give you some valuable moments, like a Hunter Merritt, a Bryce Drews, such valuable players like those guys coming off the bench and contributing and giving valuable minutes. What a season a year ago. 27-7. National runners-up, the banner hanging on top here at R.A. Fagnall Hall. Coming up on the 6-minute mark of this one. Into the corner, Scales takes the shot and he hits the triple. Anthony Scales, quite a performance tonight. 14 points for Anthony. 10 of his 14 coming here in the second half. Wow, 87-62. And a foul. And so coming to the line will be Kyle Walker for the Pioneers. Walker is just a freshman. He's from Knoxville, Tennessee. Knoxville. I've never been to Knoxville. I would love to visit. Walker can't hit the free throw. Top of the key here is Hooker. West at the elbow. Zapinski will take the 8-footer and he'll hit. 7 now for Jonathan Zapinski. The 6'6" senior out of South Lake, Texas. Went to Carroll High School where he still holds the record for most blocks for a career. Teague from the free throw line, that one is off. He hustles for it and saves it in the corner, nicely done. Green will take the shot from the free throw line. Back of the iron, no good. Tapped around, Teague got it, but the Pioneers lose it out of bounds to the Blue Jays. 5 minutes left. Well, can the Blue Jays get to the century mark? 11 points away. See how Coach Baines wants to play it, if he wants to just run some clock. Well, nope, Johnson wants to take a 3, and he leaves it short. Mullins got the rebound. Mullins pushing it up here for the Pioneers. Here's Green at the point. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Capps at the point. Capps passes it off to Teague. Here's Teague. Over in the corner, this is Green. 5 seconds on the shot clock for Capps. Capps will launch the shot, hit the side of the rim, no good, rebound to Hooker. And West will jog it up here for the Blue Jays as we approach the 4-minute mark. Zapinski tried to bounce pass it into Scales, he did, and Scales got fouled. So Scales will come to the line here to shoot 2. It was an intentional foul call. That was the call by the official. And so Scales will have 2 free throws, and then the Blue Jays will get the ball back here. Scales rattles that one in, he'll have 1 more. And now Coach Baines sort of emptying out his bench, if you will. Boy, I've been impressed with everybody for the Blue Jays here tonight in their season opener. Number 0, Sebastian Blahut into the game. Blahut is a 6'2" freshman from Wooddale, Illinois, went to Lake Park. Try to get to everybody here. Miles Thomas is back into the game. Jaden Malachi is out there for the Blue Jays, along with Tegan Pearson and also Matt Wallach. Timeout taken on the court, so both coaches can get some substitutions into the game. Boy, Anthony Scales, I've been very impressed with him coming off the bench. Remember that Cole Hornbuckle, a 6'6" junior, he was a projected starter for John Baines, but he is injured. He has a high ankle sprain is what Coach Baines told me. A very good defender, and his return is undetermined. So when Cole gets back, he will undoubtedly be into the starting lineup, and that will just make this Blue Jay team even stronger. Very unselfish basketball team are these Blue Jays, and That's to be expected if you are a team coached by John Baines. (90-62). So the Blue Jays are 10 points away from hitting the century mark. 3:43 left. Not that that is a goal to get to, but it's be pretty cool to put triple digits up on the board. Pioneers turn the ball over here. Out there for Transylvania, number 24, Nick Romer, 6'2" freshman from Prospect, Kentucky. Popping up top here is Thomas. Thomas with 6 on the shot clock. Thomas with a little Euro move, if you will, and Thomas hits. Nice move by Miles Thomas. Thomas with 5, and it's a 30-point advantage for the Blue Jays, and the ball goes out of bounds. I believe that was off of Blahut, and so it will go to the Pioneers. 21 on the shot clock. Boy, oh boy. What a second half turned in by the Blue Jays. After leading by 1 at halftime, they now lead by 30. 2:56 to go. Ball loose, and it goes out of bounds off of Jaden Malachi. So inbounding it will be Nick Romer. Romer going to the reverse, put some English on the basketball. It goes out of bounds off of a Blue Jay player. They'll put a fresh 20 on the shot clock. 2:43 left to play in the game. So the Blue Jays open up the season with a victory here tonight. They'll travel to Alma on Saturday at 4 o'clock will be the tip-off of that game. Whistle, and what's the call here? It'll be against the Blue Jays away from the ball. Malachi putting up his hands, so it looks like it's going to be on him. His second. The Blue Jays are over the limit. So Alvin Harris, a freshman, 6'6" freshman from Richton Park, Illinois. He'll try to get into the scoring column for the Pioneers. He'll have a 1 and a bonus situation. Missed that free throw. Blue Jays now with the ball. Quickly into the front court. Wallach has it stripped. Back to Transylvania. Mullins drives into the lane. Scoop shot, nicely done by Mullins. 13 points for Mullins coming off the bench. And another timeout taken by the Blue Jays so they can get some more players into the game. Looks like Braden Flanagan is into the game. Also number 33, Braden Gable. Number 20 for the Blue Jays, Nishat Dalipi. So Coach Baines trying to get everybody into the game with just under 2 minutes remaining. Great season opener so everybody can get a shot at some minutes and get the victory. 3-ball by John Witcher. So Witcher with the triple. 6'4" freshman from Hudson, Wisconsin. Well, it's 95 points, and that 3-ball rattles in for Kyle Walker. Walker buries the triple, and another timeout taken. Well, that was only a 2 apparently. 95-67. So the Blue Jays are 5 points away from getting to the century mark. One and a half minutes remaining, 95-67. Unofficially, your leading scorers, Wes Hooker with 21, Ocean Johnson with 25. Anthony Scales off the bench with 15 points. 8 points for John Itunis. So Coach Baines, when I talked with him during the week, he was sort of concerned about the offense and who was going to contribute other than Hooker and Johnson. And I think Anthony Scales answered that question, at least for tonight. Anthony coming off the bench scoring 15 points. And just a great all-around game for Anthony, both at the defensive end where he was relentless. And so the Blue Jays now pressure in the backcourt here by the Pioneers. Into the front court here is Blahut. A 17-foot jump shot there is no good by Gable, but a long rebound and the Blue Jays will get another shot at it here. Flanagan for three. Back of the iron, no good, tapped around, and the putback is good by Neshat Dulipi. So Neshat in the scoring column, his first 2 points of the game and of the season for him. Blue Jays 3 points away from the triple. Mullins backs up and takes the triple, back of the iron, no good. And getting the rebound that time is Gable. Someone shoot a three, Gable. At the top, here's Blahut. Flanagan as they work it around the perimeter. Oh, I thought Blahut was going to take the three. A three ball would get to the century mark. About a 10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, knocked out of bounds by Mullins. See if Coach Baines see if he lets his team take a shot here. Into the backcourt to Blahut. Here's Blahut. Oh, the crowd wants him to take the shot. Instead, they let the shot clock expire. So it looks like the Blue Jays will be at 97 points for the night, which ain't too bad, folks. 10 seconds remaining here in this one. And that shot is short. Put back, and we got a foul here. Foul by Gable. And so Harris to the foul line. He'll shoot two with just under a second to go. Impressive performance turned in by the Blue Jays. Matthew Teague was the leading scorer for the Pioneers. He ended up with 17 points. As Harris misses the first, he'll have one more here. Second free throw is good. Your final score here tonight from R.A. Faginal Hall. Blue Jays with an impressive second half performance come away with the big victory. 97-68 is your final score. So the Blue Jays starting off the season on the right foot. Blue Jays now 1-0. The Pioneers 0-1. For Glenn Liljeburg, Mark Ruder saying so long. We'll talk to you Saturday afternoon from Langhorst Field for Blue Jay football. Again, the final score here tonight. The Blue Jays men's basketball team win it big, 97-68. Have a great night. So long, everybody.